universal form. Hinduism believes that although we worship God in many forms, God is but one God. We worship God as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, Muruga, Ayyappa, Hanuman, and many other forms. Buddha is also considered an avatar of Vishnu in the Bhagavatam. However, all Hindu texts declare that all forms of God that we worship are the same God. This concept is illustrated to Arjuna by Lord Krishna as Vishwaroopam, or universal form, where Krishna shows Arjuna the true form of God. With all forms of God, we worship embodied within the universal form. The universal form shows the true form of God as not only a blending of different forms of God, but also as the total sum of all life. Regardless of your caste, race, religious belief, sins or good deeds, or any other attribute, he shows that God is within all of us and the life around us.
Our Golu display of the universal form illustrates such a concept in modern terms, where we have many other religions and many other races. Following the Hindu Vishwaroopam theme, all forms of God from any religion would all be forms of the same God, whether it be Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or any of the religions. And furthermore, regardless of our race, religion, color, castes, beliefs, or any other form of classification, the same God resides in all of us. A verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Upon seeing the Lord's universal form, Arjuna says, Arjuna Vacha, Pashyami Devamastava Deva Dehe Sarvam Satta Bhuta Vishesha Sangha, which means, O Shri Krishna, I behold within your divine body all the forms of God and a special divine merger of all living beings.
Lord Shiva is often worshipped in the lingam form, to signify that God really has no single shape or form, and can take on many different forms. The Sri Rudram says, Namo Virupebhyo Vishwarupebhyashchavo Namaha. I worship you, God, with no form, and the universal form with many forms. The fourth Anuvakam of the Sri Rudram goes on to say, I worship you in the form of the mere foot soldiers in the army, as well as the leader of the army, carpenters, fishermen, blacksmiths, hunters, as well as hunted, and even animals like dogs, to signify that God, the same God, exists in all life.
Regardless of our race or color, and regardless of whether we are deaf, blind, physically impaired, or have any other disability, the same universal form of God is within all of us. So we should treat everyone with the respect we show for God and for ourselves. Gautama Buddha, born as Siddhartha Gautama, believed all human beings could take the middle path to enlightenment through meditation. Brahma Virahas are virtues or directions for meditation in Buddhist traditions, which help a person be reborn in the heavenly realm. Loving kindness is active goodwill towards all will. Compassion is identifying the suffering of others as one's own. Empathetic joy is a feeling of joy because others are happy. And equanimity is even-mindedness and serenity.
Islam. Islam is the world's second largest religion, teaching that there is only one God, Allah, and that Muhammad is a messenger of God. It is with over 1.9 billion followers, or 24.4% of the world's population. The Quran is viewed by Muslims as the final revelation and literal word of God. Muslims believe that since God is loving and merciful to us, we should treat everyone the same as God treats us. Quran, Surah 24, the Light, verse 22. And you should forgive and overlook. Do you not like God to forgive you? And Allah is the merciful forgiving. Quran, Surah 83, the dealers in fraud, verses 1 to 4. Woe to those who, when they have to receive by measure from men, they demand exact full measure, but when they have to give by measure or weight to men, give less than due.
So Christianity. Fundamental to the Christian understanding of human nature is the belief that the first humans were created in the image of God. Since God's nature is present in all of us, it behooves us to respect each other. Colossians 3:12. Put on them as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Matthew 7:12. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets.